the Big 12 did release the conference slate for women's basketball for the 2024-2025 season. And the Big 12 did put out opponents were selected based on geography, historical results, and a poll of the coaches to best balance the schedule in terms of travel and competitiveness. We will know later on when these games will occur, what TV station, and what time exactly as well. So, and I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this. This is 16 conference members I'm going over here. And which teams are home and away, which teams are just at home, which teams are away. So, Arizona, home and away, Arizona State, BYU, and Utah. And another thing I want to say, they only are playing 18 conference games, unlike men's basketball that's playing 20. So, just got to make that clear. Home only, Baylor, Cincinnati, Iowa State, TCU, Texas Tech, and West Virginia. Away only, UCF, Colorado, Houston, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Arizona State, home and away, Arizona, BYU, and Utah. Home only, Baylor, Cincinnati, Iowa State, TCU, Texas Tech, West Virginia. Away only, UCF, Colorado, Houston, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Now, Baylor, home and away, Colorado, Houston, and TCU. Home only, BYU, Cincinnati, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Utah, and West Virginia. Away only, Arizona State, UCF, Kansas State, and Texas Tech. Now, BYU, home and away, Arizona State, and Utah. So that's pretty convenient for them. I mean, not to go that far for those few away games. Now, home only, UCF, Colorado, Houston, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Away only, Baylor, Cincinnati, that's a long trip, Iowa State, TCU, Texas Tech, and West Virginia. But like I said, we're going to have to wait and see what the schedule looks like. So whether it's like a long road trip after a road trip, or even if it's straight up from home to go there all the way there, that's still a long way. Now, UCF, home and away, Houston, Iowa State, and TCU. Home only, Arizona State, Baylor, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, and Texas Tech. Away only, BYU, Colorado, Kansas State, Utah, and West Virginia. Cincinnati, home and away, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. Home only, BYU, Colorado, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas, and Utah. Away only, Arizona State, Baylor, UCF, TCU, and Texas Tech. Now, Colorado, home and away, Baylor, Texas Tech, West Virginia. Home only, Arizona State, UCF, Houston, Kansas, and Kansas State. Away only, BYU, Cincinnati, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, TCU, and Utah. Houston, home and away, Baylor, UCF, Texas Tech. Home only, Arizona State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. Away only, BYU, Cincinnati, Colorado, Iowa State, TCU, and Utah. Iowa State, home and away, UCF, Kansas, and Kansas State. Home only, BYU, Colorado, Houston, TCU, Texas Tech, and Utah. Away only, Arizona State, Baylor, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. Kansas, home and away, Iowa State, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Home only, Arizona State, Baylor, UCF, TCU, Texas Tech. Away only, BYU, Cincinnati, Colorado, Houston, Utah, and West Virginia. Now, Oklahoma State, home and away, Cincinnati, Kansas, and West Virginia. Home only, Arizona State, Colorado, Iowa State, Kansas State, and TCU. Away only, Baylor, BYU, UCF, Houston, Texas Tech, and Utah. Now, TCU. Home and away, Baylor, UCF, and Texas Tech. Home only, BYU, Cincinnati, Colorado, Houston, Utah, and West Virginia. Away only, Arizona State, Iowa State, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Now, Texas Tech, home and away, Colorado, Houston, and TCU. Home only, Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, Utah, and West Virginia. Away only, Arizona State, UCF, Iowa State, Kansas, and Kansas State. Now Utah, home and away, Arizona State, and BYU. Home only, UCF, Colorado, Houston, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Away only, Baylor, Cincinnati. That's a long road trip. Iowa State, TCU, Texas Tech, and West Virginia. That's a long road trip right there. And now West Virginia. Home and away, Cincinnati, Colorado, Oklahoma State. Home only, BYU, UCF, Iowa State, Kansas State, and Utah. Away only, Arizona State. That's a long road trip for both of those. Baylor is still a long road trip. Of course, Houston's a long road trip. TCU's a long road trip. And Texas Tech's a long road trip. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 700 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So make money off this. Of course, like a video, comment a video. Really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button to ring the notification bell as well.